A packed house at City Hall as the council convenes to vote on the controversial Human Rights Amendment.
The proposal would extend protection against discrimination to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender citizens. Within the past 30 minutes, council chambers reached maximum capacity. There's an overflow room for those who cannot get in. We have complete coverage, beginning with Channel 4's Kent Justice, who's outside where demonstrators are gathered. Kent?
Yeah, Tom, and there's some demonstrations on both sides. I'll show you what's happening behind me in a moment. Just right now across the street, a group of folks who are against the proposed amendment to the HRO, and they're marching away. They started here. We've kind of been anticipating that there would be some sort of march by these folks who've got signs that say no to the HRO, and as they've gathered, we've been expecting to hear from them. They just now got together and are marching away. What's happening behind me here in Hemming Park is there are a few more people here. They're calling it kind of a love rally here, and their signs, they are in favor of amending the HRO. Their signs say things like don't discriminate and make a difference and those sorts of things. It's also something where there's a religious component to this. I've talked to pastors on both sides of this, people who say, hey, as a Christian, I'm in favor of or I'm opposed to, and here's why. Here's a sampling of those views.
Listen, this bill restricts religious liberty. It is horrible for litigation problems for small business. It is not necessary anywhere, and this is a national homosexual agenda being pushed in our city.
You know, my understanding of God's grace is that it's all-consuming and all-comprehensive and beyond our mortal understanding. And so as a person of faith and as a leader of faith, if I'm going to make a mistake, I'm going to make it in the direction of love. And if I'm wrong, God can judge me one of these days.
And one of the things we also see, Hemming Park on this side and in front of City Hall, several police officers. None of them have gotten very close to these demonstrators that are going on, but obviously they're here for a reason, to make sure that things stay polite, if not peaceful. Inside City Hall, there was a line in here to get into council chambers. That line is disbanded because they're not letting anyone else inside. Inside the building right now, my colleague Jim Piggott. Jim, as expected, a packed house, right?
It is packed inside. Kent, as you're outside there, we're inside here, and you can see there are still people, semi coming through. They've already been scanned, and they're allowed to come in and out, but it's back here. This council meeting has just started, and you can see as people are coming in, standing room only inside there. I've been talking to a number of council people as well as people that are for this and people that are against us. Now, Lori Boyer, the council president, says this could come up rather quickly tonight. They could start taking this up in about 10 minutes, but it could go all the way up to 6:30. And there's a chance that they could make some changes in this ordinance that's out there, some amendments that would be proposed. So I've been talking to both sides about that.
And as we go forward in faith, we're ever mindful that God's truth is marching on.
That remains to be seen. I mean, there's always amendments, and what we saw during the committees were that lots of amendments came forward. I think there are probably more amendments yet to come. It's important that the council beat back those amendments and get us a bill that we can live with.
I'm praying that the good Lord will work in the ways that he did 4 years ago and will change or make clear to these 6 people what they need to do to protect the families, the churches, and the businesses of Jacksonville.
Standing room only inside. This could happen quickly, but it could take a while before they get through all of this. So with that, a number of people are here, but the overflow crowd has gone over to the library, and that's where my colleague Lindsay Gardner is right now. Lindsay, what's it looking like?
Well, Jim, it is starting to fill up here. In fact, all behind us, you see that folks have already gone through the new security line. They are doing the Pledge of Allegiance here along with City Council that we are being able to watch on a live feed here at the library. We understand 400 people can fit in this room on top of the 350 that are currently in chambers. And I'm walking this way because I'm trying to give you a look at how many people are still in line and going through security to try to now get into the overflow room. And in fact, this line wraps all the way around the side of the building here of the library. So So we do expect to see the overflow room, again, that fits 400 people, to also reach capacity. And if that happens, they will then go into another overflow room. We understand that they can take 900 more people here. Don't expect it to get quite that full, but I do want to let everyone know this is an extremely rare event. In fact, the city employees told me this has only happened one other time, that they've even had to use the library for overflow on a city council issue, and that was another debate over the HRO. But again, they are fully staffed. They got folks going through security. We have seen people here at the library on both sides of the issue wearing stickers in support and against the HRO, and a lot of people just very anxious about what's going to happen here tonight. We'll, of course, stay here and let you know any reactions from inside the overflow room as soon as it happens. Reporting live from downtown, Lindsay Gardner, Channel 4, the local station.